Do you think this is just an issue with how they measure the jobs, or do you think this is actually economic sort of contraction?
I think there's problems with regards to measurement, both around jobs, but also around inflation. I think the CPI is a silly index. But I note that I live in a small town in northwestern Washington, a very small town, and there's a genuine labor shortage of people who will work hard and show up to work. Uh, the reason that there's a labor shortage is that the price of goods and services in the last 15 years has escalated so much that uh, people are sort of quitting. Um, the minimum wage here is, I don't know, $7.70 an hour or something. That's not a living wage. So there's a disconnect between what uh, skill sets people have and how they can afford to be compensated relative to the level of utility that they generate and their cost of living. There's a fairly ugly dichotomy, and that needs to be addressed in our.
There's not enough labor. You need these
Yep.
people to work. They're going to get more wages.
Well, we could do a 40-minute segment on just that, probably of interest to you and I, but nobody else. We have an economy in the U.S. where the tax code and legislation has favored consumption for 40 years over production. The consequence of that is that our educational system has become consumer focused, which is to say, we study things like basket weaving that have no net present value. And at the same time, our tax code penalizes investment. What that means is that many people in our labor force have neither the skills nor the access to capital that would generate the higher utility that would allow higher wages. Think about the difference in productivity between a ditch digger who uses a pick and a shovel and a ditch digger who uses a piece of equipment from Caterpillar tractor. The guy who uses the pick and shovel probably generates $7 or $8 worth of utility an hour, measured by the amount of dirt that he or she moves. That same person, once they acquire the skills to use a front end loader or a back hoe, generates enough utility that they can be paid $35 or $40 an hour through the application of capital. As the U.S. society has become consumer oriented, the educating people in the skills necessary to employ capital has been de-emphasized. At the same time that the tax code has penalized the employer for buying that piece of equipment in terms of depreciation schedules relative to other countries. This takes a long time to turn around, but this is the heart of our dilemma.